Ever wondered how the Amish brave harsh winters without relying on modern technology? In today's video, we'll explore the inventive, time-tested methods they use to stay cozy without breaking the bank. From layering tricks and clever insulation techniques to surprising uses of everyday resources, you'll discover down-to-earth tips anyone can apply. Number 1. Layered clothing. One of the most recognizable and affordable strategies the Amish rely on during harsh winters is a purposeful approach to layering garments. They rarely invest in cutting-edge winter technology because their primary focus is to keep the body's natural warmth contained through multiple, carefully selected layers. An undershirt, typically fashioned from cotton or a wool blend, serves as the base layer to wick away moisture and keep skin as dry as possible. Next comes a looser-fitting shirt or blouse made of durable fabric, such as thick cotton or homespun material. Over this, an additional sweater, vest, or light jacket adds yet another barrier, sealing in warmth before the outermost coat is donned. Many Amish mothers and grandmothers excel at sewing these layers, reusing fabric scraps whenever possible to ensure minimal waste. They pay particular attention to closures, often favoring hooks or simple buttons that can be easily fastened without causing gaps that let cold air seep in. Because Amish life involves both indoor and outdoor chores, layering offers adaptability. Unneeded layers can be removed when stoking a wood stove or performing other physically demanding tasks that generate body heat. This arrangement is also evident in their choice of lower body garments. Some opt for insulated long underwear beneath everyday trousers or dresses, especially when traveling by horse and buggy for extended periods. Footwear typically includes wool socks in sturdy boots, and extra pairs of socks can be added if the person anticipates prolonged exposure to wind or snow. In essence, layered clothing provides flexibility and comfort, letting individuals adjust seamlessly between the demands of home life, farm labor, and community gatherings, an approach that effectively reduces the need for higher-powered and higher-cost heating methods. Number 2. Single-room heating. Rather than trying to maintain a uniform temperature throughout their entire home, many Amish families focus their warmth around the most frequently occupied spaces. During daylight hours, that central area might be the kitchen, where the oven and stove are in operation, creating a cozy hub for cooking, eating, and conversation. After meals, the focus often shifts to a living room or another communal space fitted with a wood-burning stove. This practice acknowledges that energy resources, most commonly wood, are precious. By concentrating on heating just one or two main rooms, families significantly cut down on fuel consumption. Children often spend evenings here doing homework, sewing, reading, or helping with meal prep, while adults catch up on daily tasks, read scripture, or plan for the week ahead. Bedrooms remain cooler, saving the expense of constant heating during the day. At night, thick quilts, woolen blankets, and perhaps warm night clothes substitute for mechanical heat. Any slight chill encourages family members to gather together, reinforcing a close-knit atmosphere. This targeted heating approach, though straightforward, demands routine effort. Wood must be split and stacked well before winter sets in. Chimneys and flues need periodic cleaning for safety, and the family stays vigilant about monitoring the stove's temperature. But the trade-off? Substantial savings and deepened family bonds make single-room heating a staple of Amish winter survival strategy. By using energy wisely, they reduce costs, reinforce self-sufficiency, and ensure that the entire household remains sufficiently comfortable during even the most brutal cold snaps. Number 3. Thick quilts and bedding. The iconic Amish quilt is far more than just a cultural symbol or artistic endeavor. It is central to staying warm in a home that does not rely heavily on modern central heating. Quilts combine layers of fabric and batting, which trap pockets of air and insulate the body from cold indoor air. These handmade pieces often feature intricate stitching and designs passed down through generations, but function is just as important as form. Many quilts are generously sized, able to drape over the sides of a bed or wrap around a person's shoulders, fully enclosing them in warmth. The Amish also create smaller lap quilts meant for use during buggy rides, ensuring legs and feet remain toasty. Alongside quilts, other bedding materials, such as homemade comforters stuffed with wool or feathers, add an extra layer of protection during the coldest nights. Due to their craftsmanship, these items may last for decades if cared for properly. Another example of the Amish ethos of durability and frugality. Airing bedding in the sun on crisp winter days helps keep it fresh and dry. Placing quilts on a clothesline or porch can reduce any moisture buildup that diminishes their insulating potential. Some families even coordinate quilting bees in the fall, bringing women from the community together to stitch new blankets or repair worn ones. This group effort builds social bonds while ensuring that every household has enough substantial bedding to withstand deep winter chills. By investing in high-quality quilts and bedding, the Amish reduce their reliance on constant heat sources and maintain cozy sleeping conditions without racking up large bills or depending on power-hungry appliances. Number 4, wood-burning stoves and fireplaces. A fundamental piece of Amish winter life is the presence of a robust wood stove, or in some cases, a well-designed fireplace. These stoves often serve dual purposes. They cook meals and heat living spaces simultaneously. Constructed to radiate heat effectively, cast iron or steel stoves distribute warmth steadily over a prolonged period, reducing the amount of wood needed. Before the mercury plummets, many families dedicate time to preparing their fuel supply. Wood is cut, split, and stacked neatly to ensure it's well-seasoned and dry by winter. The choice of wood matters. Hardwoods like oak, maple, and hickory tend to burn longer and hotter than softer woods, allowing families to sustain heat output with fewer logs. Stove placement is strategic, often situated at a home center, so heat disperses evenly. Proper ventilation is essential. Flues and chimneys are cleaned each year to remove creosote buildup, mitigating fire risks. Some stoves include a small oven compartment, enabling the family to bake bread or roast vegetables without using separate energy sources. Ash is gathered from the stove and later used in gardens as a soil additive, exemplifying the Amish habit of reusing resources. While skillful supervision is necessary, especially around children, the warmth from a wood stove becomes an anchor for daily life. Whether used for family gatherings, cooking elaborate meals, or simply providing a cozy corner for reading on a cold afternoon, a properly tended stove ensures a comfortable environment despite plunging outdoor temperatures. The low-tech nature of wood stoves also appeals to the Amish preference for simplicity, reliability, and independence from the electricity grid. Number 5, draft reduction. The Amish learned long ago that eliminating drafts is one of the simplest, cheapest ways to conserve heat. Even the smallest cracks around windowsills or the door frames can lead to heat loss, so addressing these potential gaps becomes a priority before winter sets in. Some families apply plain cotton strips or fabric draft snakes at the bottom of doors to block chilly air. At the same time, windows are covered with heavier curtains or quilts pinned strategically to reduce the infiltration of cold. In homes with older windows, plastic film or specialized shrink wrap can be used without sacrificing too much natural light. Door frames may be fitted with felt or rubber weather stripping, ensuring a snug closure each time the door shuts. Amish carpenters, known for their craftsmanship, often build doors and windows that fit precisely, reducing the amount of post-installation sealing required. By systematically minimizing drafts, the warmth produced by a single stove or fireplace goes much farther, enabling the family to stay comfortable without wasting precious fuel. Regularly checking for deteriorating caulk or loose boards becomes second nature, and any worn materials are replaced promptly to maintain efficiency. This meticulous habit of plugging leaks extends to barns and outbuildings as well, keeping livestock protected from wind and sleet. Whether it's a newly built home or a structure that has housed generations, the Amish keep it as airtight as possible, underscoring their resourceful mindset and dedication to practical problem solving. Number 6. Cooking as a source of heat. In Amish households, winter cooking isn't solely about delicious hot meals. It doubles as an opportunity to bring extra warmth indoors without incurring added energy costs. Because many Amish rely on wood or gas stoves for meal preparation, extended cooking times naturally heat the surrounding area. Soups and stews simmer for hours, loaves of bread bake in the oven, and pies or pastries fill the home with both aroma and warmth. By coordinating multiple dishes, families take full advantage of the stove's heat output, ensuring little goes to waste. The kitchen effectively becomes a central gathering spot, a comfortable place to work, eat, and socialize. This synergy means less reliance on separate heat sources in other rooms, as people are already drawn to the home's warmest space. Baking days, sometimes held once or twice a week, can keep the oven going for much of the day, gradually diffusing heat throughout adjacent rooms. Leftovers can be reheated on the still warm stove, reducing the need to reignite fuel. Even tasks like boiling water for dishes or laundry are timed so the heat generated serves multiple purposes: cleaning utensils, cooking food, and boosting room temperature. Amish families, especially those with larger households, plan winter menus around these extended cooking sessions, making the most of ingredients while turning the cooking process into an all-day heat source. The result is a cozy, self-sustaining system where meal preparation and temperature management go hand in hand, a valuable reminder that sometimes daily chores can be leveraged to make life more comfortable without relying on modern conveniences. Number 7. Utilizing livestock body heat. In rural Amish settings, barns and stables are far more than places to shelter farm animals. They can also contribute a measure of warmth that helps offset heating costs for certain adjacent areas. While it's not common for Amish families to live with animals under the same roof, a well-built stable with multiple cows or horses generates a surprising amount of heat. The body warmth of livestock can raise the ambient temperature, especially if the barn is designed to minimize drafts and hold in some of the warmth. As a result, rooms or workspaces that share a wall with the barn can benefit from a slight but meaningful temperature increase. Thorough daily barn chores, such as mucking stalls and hauling feed, naturally keep farmers active and warmer than if they were stationary in a less heated area. Some enterprising Amish families may have small workshops attached to the barn, where they can perform tasks like repairing harnesses or assembling basic furniture without needing separate heating systems. Rather than letting that residual warmth go to waste, they harness the natural byproduct of housing livestock. Any extra bedding material used to insulate pens, like straw, also adds a layer of insulation, which in turn conserves more heat. While this is not a perfect substitute for a home stove, it underscores the Amish ethos of making the most of every available resource. By positioning structures thoughtfully and taking advantage of the natural warmth animals produce, farmers support both the well-being of their livestock and their own comfort during bitterly cold spells. Number 8. Frugal insulation measures. Although you won't typically find modern spray foam insulation in Amish homes, that doesn't mean these dwellings are poorly insulated. Many Amish builders favor tried-and-true methods using natural materials like straw bales or even corn cobs, which have surprising insulating properties when densely packed. If straw bales are used around the foundation of a home, they can help keep cold air from creeping in at ground level. Some communities create insulated sleeves for water pipes or small openings using repurposed fabrics stuffed with wool or other scraps. In areas with accessible lumber, simple walls might be reinforced with extra wooden planks, forming a barrier that traps air. Every scrap of leftover material, such as old blankets or fabric scraps, might be repurposed to add further layers to attics or underfloors. The overarching concept is to prevent heat from escaping while ensuring a basic level of ventilation to avoid moisture problems. By focusing on areas most prone to heat loss, like the roof and the foundation, the Amish maximize their insulation efforts without resorting to synthetic products. This approach, though labor-intensive, is generally low-cost, environmentally conscious, and aligns with the community's philosophy of making do with what they have. Some families keep detailed records of which materials work best in certain sections of the house, passing this knowledge to relatives and neighbors. Over time, these cumulative improvements result in homes that retain warmth effectively, despite relying on limited heating sources, proving that sophisticated technology isn't always necessary for comfortable living conditions in frigid climates. Number 9. Community support and labor exchange. One often overlooked factor in how the Amish stay warm cheaply is the communal effort that underpins their society. When winter approaches, it's not uncommon for extended families or neighbors to band together, sharing labor and resources to ensure everyone is prepared for the cold. Woodcutting days are a prime example. A group of men might gather to fell trees, haul logs, and split enough wood to supply each family involved. In exchange, those who receive help might provide food, assist with future barn raisings, or pitch in during harvest. This cooperative model dramatically reduces expenses, since rented equipment or outside labor is seldom necessary. Even repairs to stoves, windows, or chimneys become group tasks where skilled members lend their expertise. In the case of an unexpected emergency, a chimney flue failure or severe storm damage, neighbors rally to address the problem quickly, preventing prolonged exposure to cold or excessive heat loss. Furthermore, tasks like quilting bees strengthen community ties while ensuring everyone has adequate bedding. In some districts, families also share big canning equipment or large pots to process foods in bulk, which simultaneously heats the workspace. The synergy of labor exchange means no single household shoulders the financial or physical burdens of winter prep alone. Instead, they help each other stay comfortable, reaping emotional benefits alongside practical ones. This sense of shared responsibility isn't just an abstract cultural value. It's a tangible, cost-saving reality that helps keep each Amish home sufficiently heated with minimal outlay. Number 10. Time-tested scheduling and active living. The final secret to Amish winter survival at minimal expense involves aligning daily routines with natural cycles and fostering consistent physical activity. Rising early may sound counterintuitive in a cold climate, yet it aligns tasks with the brief winter daylight hours, reducing the need for artificial lighting or extended stove use before dawn. Outdoor chores, like feeding livestock, gathering eggs, or fetching water, are usually done during the sunniest part of the day, leveraging any incremental warmth the sun provides. Families might bundle up and complete these tasks in one concentrated period, coming back indoors to a toasty kitchen where cooking is already underway. Simple habits like walking briskly between the barn and the house, kneading dough, or ironing clothes keep circulation going and ward off the chill that sets in if one sits too long. Whether it's milking cows, carrying firewood, or stirring large pots on the stove, the Amish view winter as a season to stay active, not to hibernate. Even social or religious events, such as gatherings for worship or communal dinners, are timed to maximize daylight or to coincide with a well-heated environment. Some families even schedule tasks like laundry or baking together, so multiple chores benefit from the same stove heat in a single day. This deliberate coordination saves both fuel and personal energy. As a result, Amish households remain physically engaged, generating their own warmth in addition to that, produced by stoves or fireplaces. By trusting traditions that have guided their ancestors for generations and adapting them thoughtfully to their own circumstances, Amish communities continue to weather tough winters at remarkably low cost, preserving both their resources and their close-knit way of life.